Okay, so this is the next installment of our therapy series. The goal is to demystify therapy for those of you sitting on the fence who are unsure about if you want to go or not. Real maladaptive daydreamers sent me their real stories about what happened when they spoke to their therapists and doctors about MD. And through their experiences, hopefully you can get an idea of what to expect. This one comes from Discord. I have 3 short stories about how I talked about MD to a counselor, a therapist, and a psychiatrist. A college counselor was the first person I talked to about maladaptive daydreaming because back then I recognized it was a problem. I explained to her everything I knew about MD, the repetitive movements, the vivid worlds, emotional attachments to daydreams, etc. I had to do it with every person I talked to about MD because no one really knows what it is. The counselor specialized in CBT therapy, and she identified what MD is for me, an unhealthy coping mechanism. So she adjusted some of her methods to help me out with the daydreaming. Thanks to her, I was able to become more or less functional, move towards things I value. My grades got a bit better, and I was doing more things I enjoyed in the real life, which was a win. Then I talked to a therapist. She didn't know what MD was either, but mentioned that she had a client before who also used imagination to cope with reality. And he spent a lot of time in imaginary video game worlds. So she had some sort of experience with it. Overall, it went well. Since I emphasized how much daydreaming is distressing me, she took it seriously. Over the next several sessions, she helped me analyze the content of my daydreams, with my permission, of course, to find out what themes were prevalent. Basically, even the negative daydreams could mean that there's something you want. I wanted to be noticed and to be taken seriously. This helped me realize what I'd like to have in life. Good relationships with people, self-respect, confidence, etc. Now the therapist helps me to take steps towards those things. Eventually, I had to see a psychiatrist about a month ago because my anxiety wasn't being treated properly. I told him about MD during the first session, since I see it as one of my major problems. To my surprise, he took it seriously and is trying to take MD into account when he adjusts my medication. During our last meeting, he prescribed antidepressants for anxiety and told me to monitor changes or patterns in my daydreaming time. Overall, my experience was overwhelmingly positive. However, I'd recommend not to be surprised or discouraged if your doctor or therapist doesn't talk exclusively about daydreaming to you. Make sure you let them know how important it is and that they take maladaptive daydreaming seriously. But also be open to new ideas and interpretations. If you feel like your doctor or therapist misunderstood something you said, don't hesitate to correct them. They're there to help you, so they need the most accurate information they can get. There we go. That was a really good one. A nice positive experience and some advice at the end there. Thanks, Discord. I will be doing more of these. Check out the playlists. I'm going to put them all in there if you want to watch more of this series. And even though the series officially ends in October, like I'm just doing it for October, if you want to send me stuff, I will read submissions out like this. I know I'm not a great storyteller or anything, but if you want to get your story out there, feel free to send. DimmerSwitchDisco@gmail.com. I'll see you in the next one.